We've got breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has tested positive for COVID-19. He'll miss this Thursday's game against the Saints while in quarantine. The Cowboys have had 12 players and coaches enter COVID protocol over the past 10 days, and it includes star wideout Amari Cooper. Again, Dallas hosted Las Vegas on Thanksgiving and then lost to the Raiders in overtime. Their game this week is on the road in New Orleans. Here is a statement issued by the team saying although he will not be on the field for the Saints game, Mike McCarthy will continue to direct and be involved in all meetings and game preparations on a virtual basis for the remainder of the week. All right, let's bring in our senior NFL reporter, Jonathan Jones. And JJ, what more can you tell us about the situation and how this will impact the Cowboys this week?
Yeah, well, it's still to be determined who's going to be the coach on the field, whether it's going to be Dan Quinn, the former Atlanta Falcons head coach, now serving as defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, or if it's going to be Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, sort of a guy that a number of folks have pointed to as maybe the next up-and-coming young head football coach out there. And listen, this is very clearly spreading throughout that facility. And it had affected the offensive line coach. It had affected the strength and conditioning coach over the weekend. And now we're starting to see it creep into, of course, the head football coach. And now as they continue to sort of bunker down and be in these heightened protocols for COVID, we know that the NFL strengthened their COVID protocols leading up to and after Thanksgiving week. So these coaches and players are going to be tested daily moving forward. I would have to assume that actually they'd probably be tested twice daily if there is such an outbreak happening in Dallas. And it certainly appears that it is, no matter what your definition of outbreak is with COVID now a year and a half into this. So that's where we stand right now with the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy not going to be on the sidelines. Again, in that statement, he said he's going to be fully involved in all of the game preparation, albeit in a virtual process. And again, still to be determined who will be manning the sidelines as the head coach for that game, be it defensive coordinator Dan Quinn or offensive coordinator Kellen Moore.
All right, certainly through the virtual process, he can game plan and relay a lot of the strategical things. But again, the big decisions will be made on game day, in which Mike McCarthy, again, will not be in the building. Taking a look at the Cowboys, JJ, they're struggling as of late and on the road. First of 3 games for them. What do you think about the Cowboys as a whole, dealing with everything that we just talked about and now having their head coach on the sidelines, not even in the building for Thursday night's game?
Yeah, I mean, you say, and you can look at it, lost 3 of their past 4. Okay, the Denver Broncos game was a bad loss and a bad output by both sides of the football. They bounced back, it felt like, against the Atlanta Falcons, a team that's not as bad as a 40-point loss that they were dealt at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys. So that was a very nice win for Dallas in all phases of the game. They lost to the Chiefs. Okay, so be it. I think the Chiefs might well end up with the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. And so the fact that it was a 10-point game where they were missing their top wide receiver there, yeah, okay. Now, you look at it, and the Raiders game was a coin flip. You move forward here, and it's the Saints, it's the football team, and it's the Giants. Hopefully, the Cowboys are going to get healthier, right? They're going to get Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb back. They're going to get Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence back. Those are big names. Those are 5-star players for the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, Dak Prescott needs to continue to be steady out there. So I'm not sounding the alarms for the Dallas Cowboys so long as they remain safe and healthy from COVID-19. Obviously, they're going to miss their head coach, and sort of the mechanics of game day are going to change this upcoming Thursday against the New Orleans Saints, a struggling Saints team. And frankly, the Dallas Cowboys, looking beyond that Saints game, should take care of business against the Washington football team and against the New York Giants, wherever those games are played. Yeah, they're away from home. It doesn't really matter to me. The Cowboys are a better football team. So long as this outbreak is contained for the most part, of course, we all hope that it is, that they don't lose more quality players to COVID-19 protocols or positive tests, then I think the Cowboys ultimately will be okay. But this is certainly going to be a test for them. They've been off now for almost a week. It will be a week between games against the New Orleans Saints. They're not going to be able to practice today. We'll see again how those tests come back. If there are more positives that happen heading into Tuesday, unlikely they're going to be able to practice at that point. Then they're going to have to board the plane for New Orleans and on Wednesday. So it's possible that they don't get any practice before they face the New Orleans Saints. But again, far too early to tell. We'll have to see as they continue through the protocols.
All right, at Caesars Sportsbook, Dallas laying 5.5 expected here on Thursday. Before I let you go, it's something you referenced here, and I just want to sort of I'll have you elaborate a little bit in terms of the NFL having more reassurances with the COVID-19 protocols. Is it sort of just a holiday calendar marking, or is there something else that prompted sort of this from the office there?
Yeah, it's a great point. And it really is the holiday. And it was, hey, it's easy. I think that everyone knows, and at this point in the pandemic, it's easy to get a little lax, and you're going to have family coming in. Maybe you are going to be traveling. And the Dallas Cowboys, having played on Thursday, whether they had family coming in from various parts of the country, folks they normally would not interact with, folks who maybe they're vaccinated, maybe they aren't. They don't have that tight a circle as what they have been surrounded by in the previous 10 to 11 weeks or even more, dating back to training camp. These were protocols the NFL put in place as they started to see cases spike in various states across the country as a preventative measure. And so, you're not going to be able to outrun this virus. I think at this point we all understand and know that. The NFL has certainly understood, and the NFL knows that. And so they were trying to strengthen their protocols to be able to catch any sort of positive cases as quickly as possible, to identify it and isolate it as quickly as possible. And, right now that's what they're attempting to do with the Dallas Cowboys. And hopefully this is the worst of it. It has been isolated, but again, we're going to have to see how these tests that they surely are taking today and moving forward, what they bring.
Senior NFL reporter Jonathan Jones joining us here with the breaking news. JJ, certainly appreciate it. Again, the Cowboys will be without head coach Mike McCarthy this Thursday when they travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Conversation about them, the division right now is much more comfortable than the race for the 1 seed currently occupied by the Arizona Cardinals. Remember, with this particular format, the top seed is the only one to get a first-round bye. So the Cowboys reeling as of late. They have the first of 3 road trips coming up starting this Thursday, but again, they'll have to do it without head coach Mike McCarthy in the building.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.